USCIS is in trouble. It has asked Congress for $1.2 billion worth of funding in order to avoid it having to close its doors or start furloughing its employees. What does it mean for you if you're trying to file for a visa, citizenship, or residency in the US? And what does it mean for just the American public in general? This video is going to go through both of those. Hi, I'm Andrea Chev, and I'm the managing attorney at Chev Law Group in Los Angeles, California. I've been doing immigration for over 17 years, and I put together these videos to give you clear, concise, reliable information on all types of immigration topics. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to click that bell if you want notifications for future videos that are coming out. Let's talk about USCIS's request to Congress for $1.2 billion to help it not have to close its doors or start furloughing its employees. So you're thinking, why is that happening? Why don't they have enough revenue? Well, likely a contributing factor is COVID-19. There has probably been a significant decrease in the amount of applications that USCIS has received, which in turn is a decrease in revenue from those filing fees. Also, there's been a reduction in certain services. For example, there's no more premium processing right now. It's been suspended. And premium processing was an expedited service that someone would have to pay an extra $1,500 more or less for in order to get their application processed within 15 days versus waiting the normal processing time. Well, the reduction in applications being filed plus the reduction in a very high revenue option has reduced the amount of revenue available to USCIS during COVID-19. Now, is that it? Is it only COVID-19 in the last couple months that's caused USCIS to be in this position? Probably not, because we can see that back in November, USCIS was already talking about increasing pretty significantly the filing fees for most of the applications that people were filing. So they were already seeing probably a tightening in their balance sheet or in their revenue statement that they didn't have enough possibly to keep going the way they were. So I don't think that this is something that's happened just because of COVID-19. I think this has started a while ago. And you can say that probably it started a while ago because of the increased amount of vetting and fraud prevention requirements that the Department of Homeland Security has basically put into place. And a lot of that has put a significant burden on USCIS on all these applications, causing them to have to spend extra manpower on every single application that they didn't necessarily spend before. For example, they're calling more interviews than normal, and they're sending out more requests for evidence than normal. And also this new public benefit rule that went into effect in February has taken a lot of manpower to actually put into place. I mean, the amount of evidence that needs to be submitted with each application that falls under the public benefit rule is tremendous. And it will take a lot of time and energy of every single officer that has one of those cases to go through that and make subjective determinations on each case. So all of these things together have caused a tremendous strain on the revenue pool available to USCIS. Now, USCIS has said that if it's given this $1.2 billion, it's going to do a surcharge on all future applications of people applying for different types of visas and citizenship and naturalization and other benefits. So who does that go back to then? If they get their $1.2 billion, it goes right back to you. It goes right back to the applicant, the person or the company that's trying to apply to get the benefit under the immigration system. Now, if that's a bad thing, yeah, it's a bad thing. We don't want to increase filing fees. We want to make them more efficient. So possibly what needs to be done is if they're going to get the $1.2 billion, there needs to be maybe some oversight that goes into where is the money actually going? How is it being spent? Maybe there's more efficient ways of doing vetting and fraud prevention that weren't being done before that can actually use the money and the revenue more efficiently in the long run. So we don't have to then also not only have issues on a USCIS side, but also now we're going to further defer or further decrease the amount of applications because of the increase now of fees even further. So it's a very fine balance that needs to be taken into account, because you have to understand too, there's two sides to every story, right? Because like I've always said, We need immigration in the United States. We need these people to come in. This country is only better off with them coming in. Not only the intellectual capital they bring, but everything else that they bring to the table that we need in the United States. It's absolutely essential that they keep coming in and that they stay here as long as they can. But on the same token, you have to understand that there's the other side. There's a whole entire agency of over 19,000 people that are dependent on their jobs on working with immigrants, with working in the immigration system. And that's not even taking into account all the individuals that are consulates worldwide, all the individuals that are in the Border Patrol, all those US citizens that have jobs only because of our immigration system. So our immigration system, there's a dependency between the US citizens and the immigrant process, because without the US citizens doing the processes and doing this, taking care of the day-to-day activity of getting through these applications through the system, bordering, controlling our borders and working at our consulates worldwide, we wouldn't be able to have the immigrants come in, and vice versa. If no immigrants wanted to come in, then there'd be no jobs for all these people, all these US citizens. So there's a fine balance between the two. So I think that what needs to happen is if USCIS needs the funds because of the increased vetting requirements that have been put on they've been put on them, with the amount of fraud prevention requirements that they have now had to deal with more than ever before, with the slowdown because of COVID-19, do all these issues have maybe culminated in them needing the revenue in order to keep going and be more efficient? But I think that if they're given the money, I think there needs to be also a step back and a look at how efficiently they are using the money, to make sure that the money is being used in the most efficient way possible, and that there's not policies or vetting procedures or fraud prevention procedures going on that maybe can be modified or reduced or changed to make it more accessible to USCIS and the amount of revenue they're bringing in, without having to put an extra burden on the immigration community of increasing the filing fees even more, causing then less people to apply. So there has to be a fine balance between the two. I think that the immigration community needs USCIS to be able to come into the United States and be able to get their processes through. But USCIS also needs the immigration community in order to keep all these US citizens employed and working in the United States, not only during COVID-19, but going forward. Not only, like I said, just the USCIS employees, but also we have to take in consideration the Border Patrol and everyone else under the Homeland Security umbrella. And also we cannot forget all the hundreds of thousands of employees abroad at all the US consulates worldwide that deal with the immigration process every single day and have jobs because of it. I hope you enjoyed the video and hope it gave you a lot of good information surrounding the whole issue with USCIS and their need for more funding to keep their doors open and to not furlough their employees. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to hit that bell so you're notified next time a video comes out. Have a wonderful day, stay safe, and talk to you next time.